guessing.
Yep.
Suzanne's Paparazzi Jewelry, 24/7 shopping available. 160920 is the code. Show her some love, like she showed us. K&A Custom Crafts on Facebook.
Alrighty, good evening, everyone. How is everyone doing? I am the Sarge. I am back. We got Big B. Big B's there at the ball game, at the All-Star game. How are you doing, Big B?
I'm doing good, Yeah, man, I wish I was at the All-Star game, man. This would actually probably be a good seat to sit, watch everything, watch all the balls fly. So I'm doing good.
Probably, yeah, someone gave me directions and I got here, so there's no game going on where I'm at. But so we got Dirk. Dirk is right below. How are you doing today, Dirk?
Pretty good. Just representing. My boy won himself another $1 million last night, the polar bear. He's won 2 home run derbies, so he's made $2 million, and his annual salary, because he's still under the rookie contract, is $600,000. He likes the home run derby.
He does, and that kind of brings up a good point because he won his second in a row for his home run derby, and that is tied with King Griffey Jr. and Cepeditus as well. They both won it 2 in a row. So, Big B, what did you think of the home run derby last night?
Well, after the first round, Ohtani was out. That was my pick to win it, but can't knock the Met there, man. He put on a show. I think, man, without counting, I think he probably did 8, 9 in a row. But yeah, he definitely earned that second time.
Yeah, that's definitely. So Dirk, what do you think helped him hit so many home runs? He hit 34 in the first round, and there was a 514 moonshot as well. What do you think?
It's kind of funny because now hitters around baseball, the home run is the big thing. It used to be you try to hit, even 15 years ago, you go for line drives, batting average. And the theory on hitting line drives, you get backspin on the ball, and the guys that hit it hard will still hit home runs, and the Griffeys and the A-Rods did, So, but now the theory, they talk about exit velocity, launch angle. So these guys are swinging up at the ball more, and it's conducive for a home run derby, because they're swinging to hit home runs, and that's the way they train in batting practice. So I don't think people used to, some guys would enter the home run derby and then be slumped for a month because they took 100 swings or 150 swings trying to crank it because it wasn't their natural swing. But a lot of these guys now, that's the natural swing. And I think it's easy for them. A lot of guys got hot, about the All-Star or the home run derby itself. Honestly, I liked it when Boomer did it on ESPN. The way they did it now, the split screen, them showing a little section of the ball, don't even show the ball landing or right back to the pitch. A lot of people did kind of complain about that, and I think we should have the one screen, and they should do it. I liked it before where they had, when they made a certain number of outs, which is not hit a home run, then they were out. Or do something different. They get 25 swings around, and you make it go, and you earn it. And then the last round is, 25 or something different. The way they have it now, they get a little timeout. It's timed. So if you noticed last night, they were pitching before the ball even landed. right? So that's why the camera angles were all off and stuff, I think. And, I don't like the timing thing. I get what they're trying to do. They want more home runs, but, do it like the old time home run derby or something like that. You can have your guy out there throwing the batting practice pitches, and you hit him, have it a count or something, have outs, or, maybe they get 6 outs and then they're done for their round. So you got to get hot, you can't warm up, just things like that. I don't know. It seemed to be, to me, it was just a touch off.
All right, Big B, you picked Otani, which I didn't think he was going to win. I was going for the polar bear, to be honest with you. Dirk brought up a good point. What type of home run derby did you like? Did you like it when the batter got 10 outs, or do you like this time one?
I kind of like them both. I mean, I get what Dirk's saying. I mean, I will agree with him. Berman not being there was a big miss. I kind of thought it was boring. I think Berman kind of brings a little bit of energy to the home run contest. Yeah, it's hard because you want to see where the ball lands, but you want to see the next pitch. So you're kind of watching back and forth. It's kind of like watching two different sporting events. You're like, oh, this guy's going to score. Oh, wait, my guy's up. I don't know. I like the home run contest itself, so it doesn't bother me which way it goes. I think it's more entertaining now, but they go back to the old school where they get a certain number of outs. I'm fine with that too, so I'm happy.
Plus, I like to see the kids in the outfield making the plays. Some of them kids make some pretty awesome plays, but they just don't show it.
Yeah, that's true. I'm kind of split down the middle because I actually like both formats. I like the swing up. I think that's pretty cool. But speaking of the kids being there, I think that they should put like adults out there in the field, like making a weight loss program, I'm thinking.
Well, somebody did get hurt yesterday in it. They showed carrying somebody off, a lady, I believe it was. So it's dangerous out there. I mean, you got everybody running around trying to grab a ball. So,
right. Yeah, it is. Yeah, that's why you have to pay attention.
that is true. That is definitely true. So I know the All-Star game is going right now. The last time the score was 4-1. The American League is up at bottom of the 6.
I got 5-1 right now.
5-1. Excuse me. 5-1. Bottom of the 6. Val Jr. hit a moonshot. He hit 68-foot home run in the All-Star game. I just want to know what your guys' take is on this year's All-Star game with the uniforms, because they're pretty horrendous. I do not like the uniforms. I'm going to start with Big B on this one. What's your take on this year's All-Star game so far?
I mean, the All-Star game in general, it's always fun to watch. I mean, get to see all the players. The uniforms, on the other hand, yeah, a little more of their team uniforms. I did like I do like the hats, though. I thought the hats with the logo with the little stars around it was pretty cool. And then the little tribute yesterday when everybody was wearing number 44 was a nice little tribute to Hank Aaron, even what they did before the game today.
I was going to ask
having his wife out there and stuff. So, but overall, I like the All-Star game. They can go back to the regular uniforms, though.
Yeah, I agree. Keep it like those uniforms used to be for the home run derby.
Yeah, actually, you're right.
That I remember. So, Dirk, what's your take on this year's?
Kind of a little bit what Big B said. Wear your team uniform. They can have the same design hat, so the hats all look similar, but just have their little team logo with the star. Because that's part of the intrigue about the All-Star game. You saw all the different uniforms out there when they were at bat. Oh, that guy's on the Red Sox, that guy's on the Yankees. Oh, there's a Dodger. And they do it for money. Now they can sell all these uniforms in the stores. This is a National League uniform. This was Pete Alonso's uniform nationally. Things like that. it's a marketing scheme. I don't think it takes away from the game, but it is cool to see guys coming up in their team's uniforms. I think.
Yeah, it was a horrible marketing scheme this year. I think my take is I don't know. This year was kind of weird how it all transcended with the All-Star game. It should have stayed in Atlanta, but that's my opinion on that one.
No, and just in case you guys are wondering, I did check and see how much a New Era hat cost. $50.
Yeah,
I'm almost done buying hats. I mean, oh my God. The All-Star hat was $50. This one, it's still a Mets hat, the regular New Era. It's
Goodwill?
$40. That's a lot for a hat to me, because
I'll
it's
pay you
fitted.
50 cents to throw it away.
I'm surprised you didn't find out the Goodwill. I mean, that's what I thought you would have got it from.
Okay. I do have a Yankees hat that's available as fire starters.
As fire start, I bet you they burn pretty well. So
they light right up. It's amazing. It's like they're pre-soaked in gasoline.
So
I just love that the Yankees are having a hard time this year.
Yeah,
love it.
Definitely. So I kind of want to go back to the home run derby. So in your guys' opinion, who is the GOAT of the home run derby? I'm gonna say the kid with the backwards hat, Ken Griffey Jr. I'm not being biased. He won it 6 times, and he has that pretty swing. So Dirk, who's your GOAT for the home run derby?
6 times?
Oh no, 3. I think it was 3.
3 times.
My bad.
No,
Okay.
Griffey won it twice in a row. Is that all?
He won twice in a row. Then he lost to. I forget who he lost to. Then he won that previous year.
Yeah. Actually, my favorite all time, and it's really not close because it was very emotional, and he didn't even win the home run derby. Was Josh Hamilton when he did it, and Justin Moreau won it. That display he put on.
I remember that year.
It was just, I mean, like I knew his whole story being here in Texas and everything. He actually is a really good guy. He just had that addiction issue, and he kept relapsing. But just the show he put on, the way all the players that were rallying around him, I think he was just, by the time the final round came, he was just pooped out. I mean, that wears these guys out. People don't know, but, go to a batting cage and just take 100 swings at a softball, with 10 seconds between each one. That wears you out, because you're putting everything into it. So, but to me, that's the greatest. I would say that the kid might be the best one, just the most beautiful swing. Just like Josh Hamilton had that beautiful left-handed swing. He might be the best home run derby winner, I guess. So kind of a split vote there. One emotional one, actually, for the best one.
Oh, okay. So, all right. Big B.
Yeah, I like the lefty. I gotta go with the kid. The kid swing and the iconic backwards hat, just having fun. I mean, nobody can beat that.
You remember, if y'all remember though, when he started showing up at like batting practice and stuff in big games, wearing the hat backwards, that a lot of the traditional old timers like that. But that kind of turned a lot of people around because he was such a good dude. He was the kid, and that's the way he did it. And a lot of high schoolers started, batting practice with the hat on backwards, and stuff. Coaches still won't let them practice like that, which I like. But, batting practice, it's okay, usually, sometimes.
Yeah, Yeah, that is true. That is true. All right, so we're at the Midsummer Classic, and I think we need to do our mid-season awards. What do you guys think?
Why not?
Yeah, let's just get into it. All right. So Dirk, I'm gonna go start with you on the AL side. Who are you choosing for your awards for MVP and Cy Young?
MVP to me, no doubt, Ohtani. He's having the freakiest season of all time. Cy Young, there's a couple guys that are really doing well. Garrett Cole kind of had some bad outings, got booed by the Yankees. Welcome to New York, Garrett. He won't win it, but Kirk Gibson for the Rangers, he's been lights out. He just doesn't get the wins, but he had a rough outing last week, but his ERA, I think, is still below 2. Strikeouts to walks are excellent. He's like 7-0. He's undefeated, so, but he's had like 17 starts. So, and because of today's day and age where pitchers only go 6 innings, they don't get the record anymore because games change in the last third of the game. It's I don't know. Who's that guy in San Diego that threw the no? He's doing pretty well.
Gassman. Oh no, it wasn't Gassman.
No, that's Glasnow. You were thinking who's injured? I'm from Tampa Bay.
Oh, I'm trying to break call already. Is it Snell, right?
No, nope.
Oh,
Buckman. Come on, people, help us out here. We're knowledgeable sports experts.
I know it's our Midsummer Classic right now.
Yeah, right. Yeah, there's a few guys that are doing really well in the AL pitching. No, the kid from on Detroit is throwing really good, and Cleveland. I can't think of his name. Young guys do. Bieber, yeah. I should just call him Justin Bieber. He's doing well. I don't think there's anybody that's far and away the best, but there's a group of 4 and 5 that are right there. My dark horse would be Gibson. Now, if he manages to string like 6 or 7 games in a row and say finishes 15-2, keeps his ERA around 2, there's a solid contender right there.
That is true. So
that's if he stays in the American League.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is true. Go ahead.
No, I was like,
oh okay. Yeah.
So we do American League and National League.
Yeah. So I would have to choose Ohtani also. Just what he's doing a two-way player, and this is his first, or he's the first player to like be a two-way player and be in this lineup. He's a starting pitcher and so forth. And sorry, Big B, your prediction didn't come true. So
God, I would win money if that did.
Kevin Cash did him a solid by starting him at pitching and having him bat leadoff.
Yeah.
What the heck? It's the All-Star game. There's no real plan. Everybody in the lineup's a stud. You don't have to think about, he's a slap hitter. Where do I put him?
Oh yeah, definitely true. Because
that was a solid.
Because I had Valdi kind of up close near Ohtani with that, but Ohtani kind of took over with that, or took over with all the stats and everything else and what he's been doing. But for my Cy Young on the American League, I would have to go with Lance with the White Sox. He's been lights out for the White Sox. Lance Lynn. So his ERA is below 200 and so forth. But If I come on to the National League side, I mean, DeGrom, he's putting up video game numbers. It's crazy. So I don't like to do this, but I think he's going to be the Cy Young and the MVP of the NL. Big B, what's your take on?
Yeah, I think the MVP race is Ohtani's to lose. I think Val, if he can get into the Triple Crown run and win it, possibly. I mean, we could possibly see co-MVPs with Ohtani and Val, but I think it's Ohtani's MVP to lose. Cy Young for the American League. I gotta go with two former Twins, Lance Lynn and Kyle Gibson. I mean, well, they both are putting on stellar years. They're sticking it to the Twins. You know, I kind of think of Ricky Vaughn in the major leagues. You know, oh, you cut me, I'm going to find a team and stick it straight up, you know, where. And that's kind of what they're doing. So right now, those will probably be my midseason awards for the American League. NL side, you know, Sarge, I can't disagree with you. I mean, DeGrom's doing everything possible to not lose either award and his games. But if I had to take a batter that I mean, for sure, DeGrom's going to win the Cy Young. I mean, I think that's a foregone conclusion that he's going to win that. I could be wrong. But as far as a hitter winning it, you know, maybe give Pittsburgh some love and give it to Frazier. I think maybe. I mean, he's the bright spot of the Pirates right now. So, but I'm with Sarge, though. I think it's DeGrom's award to lose.
Yeah, it is. And just a little score update. The AL is still up, but the score is 5-2 now, bottom of the seventh. But one name kind of stood out for me, and I'm like, how is he an all-star? Mike Zunino, the catcher for the Tampa Bay Rays.
Yeah, that kind of threw me off too a little bit, but somebody had to represent Philly.
That's true, because the Mariners only have one player on the roster for this game. He actually is coming off injury. They activated
I heard
him.
MLB called Griffey to see if he wanted to play, and he said no.
He's like,
might be the way he handles pitchers, throws out runners. Catcher is just really it's really the toughest position in baseball to master both hitting and catching. You know, they'll bring a catcher up with a good arm that can control a pitcher, that knows what they're thinking, that's defensively. He could hit 210. They don't care. Hitting is a plus for a catcher, you know. And a lot of catchers, after 5 or 6 years, they start to hit a little bit. Look at Jose Molina's career. When he came up, he was 220, 215, 210. Then he started getting a little bit of power. Then he was hitting 260. Then he was hitting 300. You know, it took him a while. You know, a lot of guys are like that.
Yeah.
I guess
JT even hit a home run in the game. Wow.
Who did?
The catcher that we're just talking about. He hit a home run. So.
Good for him.
Yeah.
That'll show him.
Yeah, exactly. That'll show you, Tim.
You're right.
Yeah.
So, Ohtani, I was like looking at his stat line. He threw 14 pitches and gave up no hits and no runs, but no Ks. So, hey, I'd take it. I'd take it.
No Harvey Haddocks tonight.
No. That is true. That is true. So, since it's the Midsummer Classic, we're going to get into the nitty-gritty of the baseball season. First, we do have our first comment of the day. It's from Isaiah. What's up, fellas? Sorry I couldn't make it to the show tonight. Maybe next time. But Isaiah, you're rooting for the wrong Matt. That's all I'm going to say. All I see on his Facebook is Matt Chapman. Chapman this, Chapman that. He has a love affair with Matt Chapman, but Matt Olson, who has more home runs than Matt Chapman and gets no love. What's the deal, man? That's all I got to tell you about that.
Isaiah doesn't know who he's rooting for.
I think he's more like a lover than a fighter. Like, he's like, you know what? You guys are cool. I'll take you guys. I like you guys. That's how I see Isaiah.
Yeah, you're probably right.
And of course, there's Oakland with the low-paid, high-quality players again, and they're right in the mix. You know, every year. Them and Tampa Bay, they're the two teams every year. You know.
That is definitely true. That kind of swings us into the next topic about our contenders and pretenders throughout the rest of the season. Because I'm saying the Oakland Athletics are going to be pretenders. I think for some reason, deep down, they're going to dive hard. And my Seattle Mariners, they're going to rise up through their ashes and take the wild card spot just to lose in that wild card game right there. And also, believe it or not,
Do you really believe that?
I do. Just like in Santa Claus.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, Santa's coming this year for you.
Yes.
Easter Bunny came, right?
Exactly. So I have the Oakland Athletics as a pretender team. On top of that, I got my Mariners as a contender. But for the National League, I'm having the Reds as a pretender and the San Diego Padres as a contender, winning the AL West. I don't know why. I just have that feeling. I want to start with Dirk on this.
Okay. Well, NL West. The Giants are the real deal. I mean, I'm not going to call the Padres a pretender. They're a real deal too. But the Giants, they're just playing really good team ball. Everybody's contributing, you know. Every time, you know, when it comes down to the big rivalry, when they face the Dodgers, they take them 2 out of 3, you know, every time. You know, the Padres are trying to get into that rivalry mix. They claim they're a rival of the Dodgers. And the Dodgers, who are looking up at the Giants, kind of glance down and swat that little fly away from their knee, you know. But the Padres are good. They're for real. Tatis, Machado, Snell, they got the pitching. They got the defense. I think they could make a run at the wild card. I think the Giants are going to take it in the NL West. They just look solid. They're good. They've got some good young players too that, you know, that are kind of rookies, second-year guys that have advanced and are coming up. You know, their pitching's been strong. Buster Posey, you got Crawford at shortstop. You know, they're solid. I think the Giants are going to win it. The Dodgers, with all that names and all them money, I think they need help somehow. Either Kershaw got to stay healthier, start pitching like Kershaw. Maybe a little Father Time is catching up with him. He might need to change his approach a little bit. You know, like Tom Glavine did many years ago. He became a spot pitcher, control versus 98, blow it by you. You know, and he's a good enough athlete to do that. He'll probably evolve as a pitcher. He'll become more of a pitcher, you know. But NL East or NL West, San Francisco, San Diego, possibly in the wild card, probably. And because there's nobody in the NL Central except Milwaukee. So, that's going to be heck, maybe it'll be San Diego and the Dodgers for the wild card. You know, that would be San Diego's dream. See, we're rivals. Okay, little boy. Okay, you sit there and be nice. All right.
So we got a little bit more comics from Isaiah coming in, and he's saying, guarantee Sarge did that just to rile me up. You know what, Isaiah? I do what I do, and I do it good. All right, Big D, who's your contenders and pretenders?
Well, in the American League, I hate to say it, but the White Sox are contenders. They can be injured. They're still playing 600 ball. I can't knock them. Pretender right now. God, I got to go with the A's. I don't want to, but I think the A's, I think Sarge nailed it. I think the A's are going to fall, but I think the Blue Jays are going to kind of creep up and take that second wild card spot. I think they're going to edge out Seattle. So,
And the Yankees.
Yeah, as long as the Yankees don't get in, I can care less.
Mhm.
So, in the NL, man, I think the Padres are contenders. I think they're gonna hop up. I don't think San Fran and the Dodgers aren't gonna. I think all three are gonna make the playoffs. My pretender right now, I think the Brewers. I think the Brewers are gonna fall. They always do. I'm gonna count on it again for them to fall, and I think the Reds are gonna sneak into that number one top spot in the Central.
Okay,
I was going to go Diamondbacks, but they're too far out.
too far out. All right.
They wish they were a pretender.
Oh, they're a pretender, all right.
Yeah. Some bad ownership decisions for them. They had a team a couple of years ago. You know,
Yeah, that is definitely true. Definitely true. Kind of moving on a little bit on the lines. Did you guys watch the draft at all? The MLB draft? I forget how many the marathon draft that they have.
Isn't it like 32 rounds or something?
Something like that.
33.
Something like
Something
that.
like that.
I don't. I mean, it's cool to see the kids get their 5 minutes of fame, but I mean, realistically, it's unlike any other draft. We don't see them until maybe 2 years, but more like 3-4 years out. And sometimes we forget about them. I mean, I saw a lot of people posting like, "Oh, we got the best catcher. Oh, we got the best pitcher." It's like, okay, you might have, but 4 years from now, where is he going to be? You know. And a lot of these guys don't even make the majors on the team they're drafted by. A lot of them get traded and then they make the majors. You know, so
Yeah.
I didn't pay attention to it.
It's crazy because like they draft high schoolers who already committed to a college and stuff. I think that's crazy. But the Angels, I'm going to give the Angels 2 years, and they're going to be a force to reckon with. Guess how many pitchers they took?
10.
No,
They probably drafted every pitcher.
20. They
Wow.
took
Pitchers.
20 pitchers in like a 30-plus round draft. That's like the Carolina Panthers selecting all defensive players 2 years ago in the draft. So I think that's crazy. And I got a
I thought
question.
it was crazy that the Giants took 9 straight pitchers, but 20. Holy buckets.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Rangers picked 6 pitchers in the first 10 rounds, which is good for them because they need to get pitching built up, and they've actually got a couple of good guys in the minors pitching at that pitched in the futures game. Yeah, it's generally guys that get drafted after the 20th rounds. The majority of the time, they don't even get a cup of coffee. If a guy comes up, 29th round pick, that's an amazing story because there's so many ball players and stuff. Guys in the first 10 rounds, you should hope that they at least reach AAA and get a cup of coffee, at least get to the bigs, and and plus, like Sarge mentioned there, high school players and college players get drafted. High school players will spend more time in the minor leagues because the college players have already played 3 and 4 years of like single A baseball, college. So they're, a lot of them will play half a season at single A and they'll shoot right up to double A if they're showing that they can handle it, and they're 22, 21, 23 sometimes. Yeah, it's a crapshoot like all drafts. It's just that baseball drafts so many because the teams are bigger. 25 players on a team. Football has 53, but they only have 7 rounds draft, and then they pick all the free agents that are left over. If you remember years ago, the football draft was like 15 rounds or 20 rounds, but they decided that was a waste of time.
Yeah. We have a question that came in from Isaiah. Dave Dombrowski, the manager for the Phillies, buy or sell? Big B, I'm going to start you with on this one.
Is he talking trades or is he? I'm guessing he's talking trades. You're in it. I mean, if the deal comes, if you can get a good guy on the low end, I think you're buying.
It depends how they feel. Everybody's looking at the National League East as bad, but actually it's very competitive. That's why the records are what they are. They beat up on each other, and they've been doing that for the first part of the year. I feel so relieved that we're not playing the Phillies, the A's, the Marlins. Oh, God. Bring on other baseball teams. It is. The Mets have a 4-game lead. They're 8 games over 500, 8 or 9, and everybody else is below 500, but just below. Like the Braves, Phillies, they're neck and neck, and I keep waiting for one of them to get hot because they do have the players, and the Nationals too. They're all 3 are right there. The Marlins are going to be in last place, but they have some talent, and they don't buy, or they will sell on you, but they don't buy. I think the Phillies, I don't know. It wouldn't surprise me if they did either thing, but man, they got big money in Harper, Real Muto, the catcher, De Gregorio at short, and they got Zach Wheeler. They've got a lot of money invested in players that are 30, 31 years old, that are still in their prime. They've got another 3 or 4 year window with these guys. They should be a buyer, not a seller, but it depends what that, the aggressiveness on them.
Yeah, I think they should actually be sellers and sell Bryce Harper. I'm not a big fan of him. If they do that, then they're guaranteed to win a World Series because the Nationals proved that was a correct stance.
Mm-hmm.
Big B,
the Mariners.
Right? Oh, man. So, Dirk, I got a question for you.
What's up?
About the draft, Dirk.
What's that?
The Mets picked number 10. You got Kumar Rocker, I believe his name was.
Yep.
What's your thoughts?
He was very much in the discussion of being the number 1 pick with Leiter, and there was 1 or 2 other guys. Kumar, 6'5", power pitcher. He's got the body. I think it was a good, solid pick for them. If to me, if a stud pitcher is there and a stud hitter is there, you got to take the pitcher. Stud pitchers are more rare. You can always get a guy that can hit, and they develop, And believe me, these scouts, they can look at a guy, they take his measurements, how fast can he run, how tall is he? Okay, he's 20 years old, 6'5", he weighs 210 now, so okay, he's going to fill out. So in 5 years, he'll weigh 235, and it'll be all muscle because you'll train him. As a pitcher and a hitter, that's only going to be good. So I like the pick. I think they did a good job.
So you're not worried from his downfall in the College World Series?
That's just a small sample size. It is big time pressure. and they are kids, it didn't seem to affect Leiter, but it happens. You squeeze the baseball a little too hard, you grip the bat a little too hard, you're anxious, you want to just you can, you have the ability, and sometimes it's just that they got to get used to it. They got to get used to it, and that I wouldn't view that as a warning or anything. It's a very small sample size. You only get a couple games. I know the College World Series will make some guys go up and down a little in the draft, but it shouldn't make a big deal about their overall makeup.
Okay.
Well, I got a quick draft trivia question, if you guys don't mind. I saw on ESPN. Kansas City Royals, 39 years ago, 1979, I think the draft was, drafted 2 NFL Hall of Fame quarterbacks. Name them.
Hall of Fame quarterbacks?
Yes.
Would it be Dan Marino and John Elway?
Yes, it would.
I was going to say Elway.
Yeah, well, Elway actually got drafted twice because he got drafted by the Yankees, I believe. Yeah, so.
And he played a season, too.
Yep.
He was pretty good.
I am not watching the game, so I read that somewhere. I forget where I read it. It was a book that I was reading about Tommy John.
Yeah, I actually saw it the day after the draft. They had it on ESPN. I'm like, really? I thought it was thrown out by Elway because I knew he got drafted by the Yankees. So.
Well, the Mets, long time ago, they drafted Reggie Jackson and then Mark McGwire. But McGwire went back to college, and Reggie Jackson didn't sign or something similar to that. Mets luck.
And the rest was history. All right, Big B, I have a question for you about your team.
Sellers.
Nelson Cruz. Do you let him go?
No, but they will. I mean, there's only going to be a few teams in the market for him, and they're all going to be American League teams unless a National League team foresees them definitely making it to the World Series so he can bat more. But if we let him go, it's going to be to an American League team, and it's going to be hard. I mean, honestly, he's probably the leader in the clubhouse right now. So, but we'll see what happens. Money talks, players talk, I guess. And I know the hot rumor right now is Barrios and Donaldson going to Dirk's team defense. So
I read that a little bit. I wouldn't. It would be what the Mets would give up. Josh Donaldson seems to be having his normal year, 250 batting average, 25 home runs, which is okay. It's good. He's a little older, but he's good defense, and the Mets have a couple guys that play good defense on third, but they're not the regulars because they're not good hitters. J.D. Davis has been out with a nagging injury. He's a great hitter, but very average at third base defensively, and Donaldson would only be there probably for a World Series run. He wouldn't be a guy you're going to keep 2 or 3 years. They'll just keep him. I don't know what his contract status is. Barrios, pretty good pitcher. We can always use another pitcher.
Yeah.
So
definitely. All right. So I don't know if you guys read the news. I think the MLB commissioner kind of got hit in the head. He is actually are talking about getting rid of the doubleheader, 7-inning doubleheader rule, and also talk about getting rid of the extra runner in extra innings. I think he heard us. I think
and getting rid of the shift. The first two, the doubleheader and the extra running, they were more COVID stopgap things because I think they knew they were going to play a lot of doubleheaders. Look at how many freaking doubleheaders the Mets have played in the last 2 weeks. They played like 4 or 5 of them. It's unbelievable. But I never liked that runner at second base. The 7-inning doubleheader, but I think that'll go away because next year we'll have a normal season. Teams will play like 5 doubleheaders all year because they'll have more off days. So if they need to make up a game, they won't use it as a doubleheader. They'll just make it up on an off game. The shift, I think they should get rid of the extreme shift. They can, got to have 2 guys on each side of the infield. So if they want, play the shortstop straight up the middle, second base plays back. That's as much as they can get. And the umpire's right there. He can see it. They can, I don't know, do a line or something like that. Like in slow pitch softball, you can have a short fielder, but they draw a line. He can't play too short. You can play obviously up more, but he can't play too short. So, and the runner on second, that's a softball rule. But the doubleheaders and the runner on second, I think, will go away, no problem. And I hope they do something to make the shift not so extreme, which Joey Gallo will love. Of course, the way he's hitting right now, he doesn't care.
That is true. Same with
what do you guys think of all that?
I think it's interesting. I'll go on my little rant here very shortly, Big B. I'm going to let you go first.
The 7-inning doubleheaders, get rid of them. I'm happy he's doing that. The runner on second to start off the extra innings, got to get rid of. Now, like I said before, I would settle for it in the 14th or 15th inning, but I'd rather see it just go away because that's not baseball.
Yeah.
And the extreme shift or the shift, it puts a little strategy into the game and tries to get the hitters to hit opposite way. The extreme shift, I definitely would see that get rid of, but I like Dirk's idea. Put 2 guys on each side. I mean, if the shortstop wants to hug second base, that's as far as he can go to kind of clog up that middle for those pull hitters. I'm fine with that. But, yeah, having like 3 infielders on the left side of the infield and, your shortstop's playing second, your second base is playing short right field. I mean, yeah, that's kind of ridiculous. But we'll see. For sure, the 2 that I wanted to get rid of are going to be bye-bye. So yeah. I'm happy with that.
And honestly, the shift, I really would have liked to seen 1 or 2 of the big hitters of the game just change his approach and go opposite field more so they couldn't play it anymore. Yeah. I mean, I haven't seen, guys will throw a bunt down there or they'll punch it out there kind of. It's an outside pitch. But I haven't seen anybody just sit there and adjust their approach to the plate. They're athletes. I would think they should be able to do it. But it's like, you're going to put the shift on me? Well, I'm going to beat your shift. Well, your chances of getting a hit are lowered significantly with an extra fielder in where you hit, And of course they pitch that way too. They pitch inside pitches, down, no pitches outside and stuff. But I would have loved to seen, one of the big hitters, I don't know. I don't think Trout hits all fields, but some of the guys that are always lined up, I would have liked to seen him change his approach. And they say, hey, he's hitting 325. He's still going to hit 40 bombs. It will probably increase their batting average. Maybe it'll take away a few home runs, but their batting average will go up.
Yeah. See, I'm glad that they're getting rid of these rules, or they're actually gonna like adapt them a little bit better. But I understand that they're trying to move the game along at the same time. But at the same time, why are we checking the pitchers? Like, you want to move the game, but now we have to check the pitchers twice. I don't know if you guys talked about it or not. And we're not. And I mean, I think Max Scherzer got the I don't think it's a fair thing with the pitchers and so forth, and having the managers like giving up time, calling time, making sure that they check the pitchers. Now we're making the game go a little bit slower, even though that you're trying to make the game go faster. Leave the game alone. The game is going to be the slow and steady pace. That's how baseball is and has always will be. The shift. Go ahead and do it.
I think that Girardi messing with Scherzer and asking the umpires, I think that was a head move by Girardi.
Oh, he's been
around.
Oh, yeah.
He knows Girardi's temperament. If you're not doing anything, I like the couple of guys that dropped their pants. I got nothing to hide here.
Well, I love it. So they said, no, don't do it.
Yep.
Well.
Yeah, because I got if you guys remember the name Hector Santiago, he's a relief pitcher for the Mariners. Yeah, and they saw sticky stuff in his glove. They could not confirm what it was, and the umpire ejected him right there. Judge, jury executioner, right there, and now he was suspended for 10 games, not knowing what the substance is. I mean, it boggles my mind. I get mad when I think about it.
No.
So, should they check the batters, do you guys think?
Well, they do check them cork bats. I haven't heard nothing recently. The famous one was Sammy Sosa years ago. I don't think cork bats are a deal.
The famous would be George Brett with the pine tar.
The pine tar, yeah. They can't have it up, but that's kind of an obvious thing you can see. The batter should know, It's but I don't know, you put your hands on the tar, right? And then you grab the handle, right? Well, what's to say you put it on the tar, you grab the handle, take a pitch, step out, put the bat over here, adjust your gloves, grab the barrel with your hands with some of the tar on it, kind of give it a squeeze, and then nobody will notice, but there'll be a little tiny bit of sticky on there. I don't know how much of a difference that makes. I don't
think I'm checking the pitchers next year. It'll be around. I think this will be just a one-time thing.
Yeah, because the pitchers can do what you just explained, Dirk, and yet they're still going to get thrown out. For something that is legal. Mm-hmm. I mean, that just bugs my mind. So, So with that being said, Big B, I missed these. What's your stat of the night?
I got actually two quick ones here. Do we know where the first home run derby in modern age, I guess, was played at?
What was the question?
The first home run derby for the All-Star game. Do we know where it was at?
Ooh.
I want to say Cincinnati.
I'm going to go Fenway.
Yankees.
According to MLB, it was played here in Minnesota at the old Homer Dome. Dave Parker won it, 1985. But so my actual stat.
Well, that's the modern home run derby.
Yeah,
they didn't have it.
According to MLB, it was 85 that I saw.
Okay, because they used to do it back in the day.
Yeah, they used to have
Willie Mays and Babe Ruth and that.
Yeah, they used to do a TV show. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
that's what it was.
In a 9-inning game, it's happened 5 times in an All-Star game for most at bats. Doesn't say how many though. But it happened. Let's see. How can I phrase this? Let's see. No, maybe it is 5 at bats. Okay. So it happened in 94. Do we know who did it?
Fred McGriff.
No.
Tony Gwynn.
Tony Gwynn's actually one of 3 guys to do it in the same All-Star game. Cal Ripken and Ivan Rodriguez all had the same amount of at-bats infamous All-Star game. So that's my little fun stats for the day.
Awesome.
I hope I made you happy there. Sorry.
Oh, you made me very happy. So with that being said, we are almost out of time.
I got one quick one.
Go ahead.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. Who has the record for the most hits in All-Star games?
Ain't it Willie Mays with 23 out of 24 games?
Yep.
I
Yep.
was going to use that one, but
Yeah.
I figured you would have known that because you're so old.
I saw him do it all 24 times.
Probably.
That's great. That's great. So we're going to sign out, but when we sign out, we're going to say what our best All-Star moment of the MLB was. So I am the Sarge. My favorite All-Star moment was Cal Ripken Jr.'s last All-Star game in 2001, right here in the Pacific Northwest in Seattle. He hit his home run there. I thought it was awesome to watch and everything else. Dirk?
I'm going to have to go. It wasn't in the game. It's that Josh Hamilton home run derby thing. My Mets have played in a lot of All-Star games, and they've done okay. I don't know if any Met has ever won the MVP. If it was Tom Seaver or maybe John Matlack, one of them guys. Maybe Doc, something like that. But that's the All-Star memory that sticks with me the most. When I think All-Stars, All-Star games, it's part of the whole thing. Just that show that Josh Hamilton put on and the emotion it carried. You know, it was really surreal, you know, if you guys remember that, you know, you're not that young. It was only like 9 or 10 years ago. But that, to me, that's my favorite moment.
Awesome. All right, Big B. Big B, your moment.
Well, I got to go with my guy Kirby Puckett in '93 winning the MVP. But outside of being a homer, I mean, the Cal Ripken one where Alex Rodriguez pushed him off a third and moved him to short for his last All-Star game, I thought was very nice. So
that was, I remember that. That was a moment, you know. That was also awesome moment.
And he didn't want to do it. He didn't want to move. He said, no. And it wasn't Torrey that's like, get over there, started pointing over to short. And so,
yeah, get over there. Yeah.
Probably one of the most classy move that Alex Rodriguez has ever done. So,
outside of buying the Timberwolves.
I don't know about my sport teams I choose because, Big B, I'm a Timberwolves fan as well.
Yeah. No, I hear you on that one. I've learned a lot from him the last few shows here. He's a Panthers fan, a Timberwolves fan, and a Seattle fan. So
yeah, I got a triple whammy. So
it's time to pick them.
Yeah,
I do. So the AL, it's at bottom of the 8th in the All-Star game. It's 5-2. So with that being said, I'm the Sarge with Big B, with Dirk. Thank you for joining us on the On Deck. We will see you again next week, Tuesday at 7 Pacific Standard Time, and that is 9 Central. Everyone, you guys have a great day.